Hi, welcome to part 3 of my series 12 major keys, 7 scale shapes. This is Michael Dennis. Today I'm going to be continuing going around the circle of keys. So today will be key of A flat, doing the Aeolian shape, and then key of D flat, doing the Phrygian shape. So I'll follow kind of the same format I have been doing, presenting the scale, presenting it an octave higher, and then I have a couple loops worked out for this, and then I'll end with some kind of ending improvisation like I usually do. Okay, so right off the bat, and there's a PDF linked in the description that you can refer to with most of the scales I'll be using in these videos. Okay, so right off the bat, F G. This is key of A flat, Aeolian shape. F G A flat. B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Backwards, A flat, G, F, E flat, D flat, C, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, and then A flat, G, F. Okay, so you'll notice I'm playing on a 7-string guitar, so most of my improvising is all going to be done on 6 strings. And then when I do my loops, as I've been saying, I've been using the 7-string to create some lower bass notes with the roots. Okay, so what I'll do here, key of A flat, I'll say the notes up, but not descending. F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Back down the scale. Notice I'm doubling there. Okay, so the reason I'm playing, there's kind of a couple reasons I've stated why I'm moving this scale up. Just because of the longer scale length of the 7-string, and then also my loops are down on these lower strings. Okay, so what I came up with here is I'm going to be doing like an F minor 7th chord for the loop, then G minor 7 flat 5, and then a C dominant chord. I'm going to add in the sharp, the E flat, and the A flat. So I either can have a bass note there, or on the 7th string I can have that bass note. Okay, so then you can play this F Aeolian shape or natural minor over this progression. So let's go ahead. I'll let the loop play for you. You can listen. F minor, minor 7 flat 5. I just played to the scale ascending. Now descending. Okay. So you can see if you're just starting off with this stuff, that's not a bad way to start. To just kind of play through the scale, just try to get a feel for everything, kind of use your intuition. And then I think most jazz players and teachers would agree that then you have to kind of either hear melodies or you have to kind of strategize of some licks and everything. So that's what I'll do next. So I think for really both of these progressions that you'll see on the sheet, the A flat and the D flat, you'll notice a very convenient pattern in here. You have the F minor pentatonic. Right, just the F blues box. Okay, so what I'm going to do to start with, I'm just going to use that for my improvising strategy, and I'll go ahead and throw in this flatted 5th note here, and then I also might throw it in here. Right, so F minor pentatonic, F blues scale. So whenever I say minor pentatonic, just assume that you can throw in the blues notes. Or also, you can also throw that in there. So I'm just going to put the looper on, play some licks out of F minor pentatonic, F blues scale. So you can kind of hear what this sounds like, a good overall strategy. Okay, so there's a device I've talked about before. I often think of like a lot of the blues rock players. Like if you ever listen to like, what's a good? I often think of like Smoke on the Water. You know, yeah. So a lot of those players sometimes they'll play whole step bend or half step bend. What I'm doing here, which I've talked about before, I have pretty heavy strings on this guitar right now, 11 to 64. So I'm not doing a lot of bending. I'm just doing a little bit more sliding. All right, so let's see, what might be the next thing? Oh, and then the other thing I often talk about is I have kind of a strategy, strategies in mind of what I want to share here, but I often like to keep things a little bit looser also. So how about for the first improvising strategy, how about for the F minor 7th chord, I'll play F minor pentatonic, here E flat F, A flat B flat C. All right, so that'll be for that first chord, just let you listen to that. Okay, so that'd be the first one. Then for this G minor 7 flat 5 chord, there's a very sort of convenient G minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio. G, B flat, D flat, F. You also might notice that there's a B flat minor arpeggio in there. So that's kind of an interesting strategy too, is just to play B flat minor over that G minor 7 flat 5 chord. And when you look at the G minor 7 flat 5 chord, the voicing B flat, D flat, F, there's a B flat minor in that chord. And then for the 5 chord, I'm just going to kind of just play through the scale. So what ends up happening, and I always found this fascinating when I was first learning this stuff. So if I'm on a C7, like a C dominant chord, you'll notice that you got a lot of the scale notes are giving you your tensions. So you have what's that? Sharp 5, sharp 9, and then flat 9. So just by playing through that scale, you already have all your tension tones. Okay, so I'll put the looper back on. So F minor pentatonic for the F minor. G minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio for the G minor for the second, and then just kind of play through the scale for the 5 chord. Here it comes. Arpeggio. Okay, so notice that last time I just played the B flat minor arpeggio. So I've been thinking about this lately as I've been going through this series in Goodrick's book, Advancing Guitarist. He talks a lot about learning the different diatonic arpeggios and breaking the scales up into those. And I just thought that'd be good to kind of revisit that and try to really get a handle on those. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I wanna pull out of here. Okay, I think that's all I'll do for now. So now I'll also do what I've been doing in the previous videos is tying in the next pattern. So this is one I've already covered. So after Aeolian comes like the Locrian, or you would consider this maybe A flat major scale. So I'm just going to kind of play through this. So this isn't on this sheet, but if you look in some of the previous videos, I've talked about this. So I'll just say the note names. I'll go down here. So I'll say the note names one time. G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, D flat, E flat, D flat, F, C, B flat, A flat, G. Okay, and then I'll do the scale one time here. So G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and then just play through the scale descending. Right, and that's just your typical, what I'm referring to in some of the descriptions as caged. Okay, I just want to just address something very quickly here. So on most of these scales that I'm presenting in these, so I'm up to 3 pages or 6 pages, I do a doubling on that note there and there. I chose not to do doublings on the Phrygians and Locrians of these positions. But you certainly could, okay? I don't know, that was just a choice I made. So for example, here, since I'm doing A flat major, A flat, B flat. So this note right here that you would typically play, I could also play there. So if I took this Locrian shape and I doubled it, it would look something like this. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, and then I would have the D flat, E flat, F here. So I might throw that in. I don't want to confuse things, based on the sheets that I've given you. So you can throw in that note. Okay, so let's talk about some improvising ideas out of this, what I'm calling the Locrian shape. So I think I did this in the last video. So the F minor 7th chord, you can use a flat, C, E flat, G. So you have this convenient A flat major 7th arpeggio, or add the B, or add the F. So I call that an extended arpeggio. So let's just kind of listen to that. So you can use various pieces of that. So you have F minor 9, minor 11th, A flat major 7, even this C minor 7. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at that. So I just put the loop around here for that. Okay, I'll do one more example there. So this is just just on the F minor chord. Right, so you've heard me do that like a bunch of times. Remember, I think I've referred to this in one of my previous videos a while back, a Howard Roberts book that I found years and years ago, where he was talking about these sweeps, and then he did these different kind of permutations there. Okay, so that'll be for that chord. Then what I'll do for the G minor is I'm just going to go ahead and rather than stay in this position, I'm just going to kind of go down to that position there. So I have A flat major 7th for the first chord, and then for the G minor 7 flat 5 chord, I'm just going to go down to that previous position. And then what I'll do for the C minor, then I'm just going to go back to that Locrian shape. Okay, here it comes. Okay, so notice what I did there. I did throw in that extra D flat. Yeah, so I think those sound pretty good. Now, like a lot of these devices, you don't want to make it totally obvious what you're doing. You want to try to disguise it a little bit. All right, so let's see if there's anything else that's sticking out at me here. Okay, I think that's all I'll do with that for right now. I don't want these videos to get too long, but I also want to get into more more detail. So that's all that's occurring to me now. So let me switch my loop here. So now we're going to go to the key of D flat. Okay, Phrygian shape. Okay, and I think I've covered this in previous videos. So I'll say the note names ascending and descending: F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat. Descending: A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F. And once again, I'll just mention here, I could have doubled that C note, but I think it just didn't make any sense to me to do that. But you certainly can throw that note in. Okay, so I'll do this. Now I'm going to move this up the octave. So the D flat, I'll say the notes ascending but not descending. F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat. Okay, play down the scale. Okay. So you'll notice this convenient F minor pentatonic. All right, so you have that minor pentatonic in Phrygian, Aeolian, and in Dorian, whatever key you're in. Okay, so then my loop here is one of my favorites. I'm just going to go F minor 7 to G flat major 7 chord. So that's going to be F is the 3, and then the G flat is the 4. So I'll let you listen to that loop here. I'll play up the scale. Now I'll play down the scale. Okay, it's a good sound there. Kind of reminds me of some Santana stuff, or maybe some Santana, McLaughlin, Love, Devotion, Surrender. Kind of reminds me of some of those kind of 70s fusion things. So I think what I'm going to do for today, sometimes it's interesting to not make the change. So I'm just going to play F minor pentatonic over both chords. So you're going to have a little bit of tension when it goes to that G flat chord, but that's sometimes interesting to do that. So just F minor pentatonic, F blues scale over both chord changes. Here it comes. So you can see that's a pretty interesting sound. Okay, so I think I'll just do a very simple device here. How about I'll use F minor pentatonic for the F minor 7. Okay, and then I'll just do G flat minor 7 chord, G, B flat, D flat, F, and then do those kind of sweeps. So yeah, so that's just a matter of just practicing. I've had the advantage of, playing for many, many years. I'm in my mid 60s. I started playing guitar when I was like 9 years old, and I've taught for decades. So I should be able to play a little bit by this time. So F minor pentatonic on the F minor, and then G flat major 7th arpeggio on the G flat. Here it comes. You get the idea there. All right. Okay. I think that's all I'll do with that section here. So I thought what might be interesting here is from Phrygian go to Lydian. Okay. So that would be. So G flat Lydian, and that was like one of the very first scales I did when I was starting part 1. So G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, backwards. All right, so that's going to be your G flat. You know, for that G flat major 7 chord. I'll do the same thing up here: G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, and then you double here: D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, and I'll just play down the scale. Okay, so right off the bat, you have this G flat, B flat, D flat. Yeah, you have that convenient arpeggio. Then what might make a little more sense here is to do a lower part of the arpeggio here, and then see what I did there? So a G flat, G flat, B flat, D flat, F, G flat major 7 arpeggio, and then switch to there. All right, so I think what I'll do here, I'll start off with the F minor pentatonic, and then when it goes to the G flat, I just kind of use that piece of this Lydian scale. Plus, I'll default back to that to the G flat. So let's listen to that. Arpeggio, F minor, arpeggio. Alright, so you get the idea there. So that's G flat major. Okay, I think what I'll do next is I'm just going to just sort of freely go in between these two scales, just kind of free improvisation. And just kind of see what happens. So once again, I don't have anything necessarily planned out here, but I know I've talked about this before. As you get better at these scales, you might find, you know, kind of combining them for your improvisations might be good to do. So I'll play like 4, 6, 8 times through here and really get into an exploration. And if I come across something that's interesting, then I'll share that with you at the end of the loop here. Here it comes. Okay, I'll just point out this one device I was using here. So I've talked about this one before. So if you take these 6-note patterns, these hexatonic scales, anywhere on the board, you know, this is part of a 3-note per string scale, then the outer notes here, F, A flat, C, E flat, are some kind of 7th arpeggio. So this one here happens to be F minor 7th. So for the F minor, then when you go to this one here, G flat, B flat, D flat, F, that's a G flat major 7 arpeggio. And that's pretty practical to play there higher up on the fretboard. If you try to play it here, it's a bit of a stretch, especially on this guitar. Although if you have big hands, you might be able to play that there. So I'll just do. I just played it with the looper one more time, so just so you can kind of hear that device. I think that was one of the more interesting things I came up with there. All right, I think that's probably good for that section. I think for the ending improvisation, I was thinking I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I have been doing. So I like to challenge myself on these videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a section of A. So I'm going to take advantage of this low A here. So I'm going to be in a different key. So I'm going to do A Dorian, you know, like vamping chords and soloing. Then I'm going to do a Aeolian, and then I'm going to do a Phrygian. So I'll start off kind of in the middle of the board here. So I'll just play through the A Dorian, vamp, and then I'll play A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, E, F sharp, G. So I'll just kind of be in the middle of the board there to start with. For that one, okay. So, and then for the Aeolian, I'll do this scale: A B C, D E F, G A B, C D E, E F G, A B C. Okay, so that's Aeolian, and then for the Phrygian, A minor 7 to B flat major 7, I'll use the Phrygian: A B flat C, D E F, G A B flat, C D, E F G, A B flat C. Right. So I'm not going to use any kind of backing track or anything. I'm just going to try to just sort of keep the whole thing together. So as a challenge, and then just to make it a little bit easier on myself, I'm not going to just strictly stay with these patterns, but I will stay with the key, with the basic key. And because I'll be playing riffing chords here, I'll probably kind of maybe default to some of the lower patterns, or some of them will be ones I've covered already, and some of them will just be whatever comes out. So A minor 7 to like kind of a sixth interval. I have that whole thing A minor 7th riffing, where I'm kind of using these 6 intervals, you know, 6 intervals in the key of G. Okay, and then this riff here, that's just kind of like a 2-5-1 in A minor. I'm like kind of like the beginning of Black Orpheus, and then you know, the B flat A. So thanks for listening and watching. So the way this will end, I'll play some A minor, pause, A Dorian, then pause, do A Aeolian, pause, and then A Phrygian. So that's how I'll end off the video. And then if I want to get really ambitious at the end, maybe I'll try kind of throwing them all together, kind of like Satriani talks about the triaxis theory, where you kind of combine, you know, Dorian. Well, he would do like maybe Dorian, Lydian, maybe, and Phrygian. Okay, now think if there's anything else. Okay, thanks for watching and listening. I'll move the mic out of the way, and I'll just improvise here and kind of see what happens. Okay.